Hello, Manchester City fans. Today, we're going to discuss some news that could change the future of our midfield and also bring in a promising young reinforcement for the defense. Before we dive into the updates, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel to receive everything about City firsthand. We have three very important stories today, ranging from the recovery of an experienced player to interest in one of Europe's biggest footballing prospects. Stay tuned until the end, as your comment is vital for the debate. Let's start with Calvin Phillips, the City midfielder who is seeking redemption this season. After a disappointing spell at West Ham last season, Phillips is now on loan at Ipswich Town. He's trying to regain his form in a team that's battling to stay in the Premier League, currently sitting in 18th place. Phillips, who was signed by City for $45 million, has yet to meet expectations and hopes to use this season to prove his worth. What's particularly noteworthy is that despite Ipswich's struggles, Phillips has shown gradual improvement. He has started in 6 of the last 7 matches, which is more than he managed in total over the last 2 seasons, combined at Manchester City and West Ham. Ipswich's manager, Kieran McKenna, praised the midfielder's dedication and his adaptation to the team, highlighting his importance in midfield. Could Phillips still have a future at City, or is his destiny far from Manchester? Recently, there have been rumors about a possible recall for Phillips in January, but McKenna quickly dismissed this possibility, calling it absurd. The manager made it clear that the player will remain at Ipswich for the rest of the season unless something very unexpected happens. Nevertheless, Manchester City is keeping an eye on his progress, hoping he will return stronger and ready to compete at a high level. Do you think Phillips deserves a second chance at City? Share your thoughts in the comments. Now, the second piece of news concerns a name that has caught the attention of several European clubs, including Manchester City, Pau Cubarsí. The young defender from Barcelona, just 17 years old, has been impressing with his solid performances and ability to play out from the back, something Pep Guardiola highly values in his players. Cubarsí is regarded as one of Europe's most promising defenders, and City is reportedly willing to offer around $70 million to secure his signing. What complicates Cubarsí's situation further is the crucial role he has been playing for Barcelona this season. The young defender has stepped up admirably in place of names like Ronald Araujo and Andreas Christensen during their absences. Even with the return of the first-choice players, Cubarsí has maintained his spot in the team and is considered an essential piece for Barca's future. Will City be able to convince the Catalan club to part with such an important prospect? Additionally, there's a factor that could further complicate this negotiation: the uncertainty surrounding Pep Guardiola's future at Manchester City. The manager, whose contract runs until 2025, has yet to give clear signals about his intentions beyond that period, which could influence the decisions of young players like Cubarsí. After all, Guardiola's presence is a significant attraction for those looking to play at City. Would Cubarsí be willing to make a move without certainty about Guardiola's continuation? The final piece of news today offers a deeper analysis of Manchester City's youth project. In recent seasons, the club has invested in young talents, both for the first team and the B team. Players like Rico Lewis and Cole Palmer exemplify individuals who have emerged from the youth ranks and are carving out a place in Guardiola's squad. The potential signing of Cubarsí fits perfectly within this strategy of bringing in young talents and developing them at the highest level. However, there's also the financial aspect to consider. Manchester City has made significant signings in recent years, and adding a name like Cubarsí to the squad would represent yet another substantial investment. The club needs to balance its finances to avoid issues with financial fair play, meaning that Cubarsí's arrival could be accompanied by some exits from the current squad. Is City willing to make this sacrifice to secure the Spanish defender? In the meantime, Ipswich Town continues its fight to remain in the Premier League, and Phillips is determined to help the team escape the relegation zone. The midfielder's adaptation has been gradual, but his recent performances show signs of improvement. He has been contributing defensively as well as in build-up play, something the City hopes he can bring back to the Etihad. Do you think Phillips has what it takes to shine at City, or should he seek new opportunities? Returning to the topic of Cubarsí, it's important to highlight that the defender has already expressed an interest in playing in the Premier League, which could be a positive point for Manchester City in negotiations. However, Barcelona has a clear policy of developing its homegrown talents, and Cubarsí is seen as a key player for the club's future. The final decision may depend on how City positions itself in the market and the financial offer it is willing to make. Meanwhile, the current City squad continues its campaign in the Premier League and the Champions League. The team is in good shape, but Pep Guardiola has already mentioned the need for defensive reinforcements to maintain competitive levels across all fronts. The arrival of a young defender like Cubarsí could be a strategic move to strengthen the defense and prepare the team for future challenges. Amidst all this activity, City fans are eager to see how the club will act in the transfer market. Will Calvin Phillips be able to return in time to contribute to the team, or will the focus shift entirely to young talents like Cubarsí? And you, City fan, what do you think about these potential changes? Does Phillips deserve another chance? Would Cubarsí be a good addition to the defense? We want to hear your opinion. Let's delve even deeper into these issues without repeating what has already been covered. If you're still here, it's because you genuinely want to know more about Manchester City's future. So make sure to leave your like, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel to ensure you don't miss any updates. After all, the movements at City are far from over, and there's much more to discuss regarding the club's potential strategies for the upcoming months. Calvin Phillips remains a question mark for Manchester City. His spell at Ipswich Town has been a roller coaster, with ups and downs in his fitness and performances. The midfielder has shown signs of improvement, managing to secure more playing time, which is essential for his development. However, the pressure for immediate results at Ipswich is impacting not just Phillips, but the entire team. The Tractor Boys find themselves in a tricky situation in the league, and Phillips needs to elevate his game even further to make a difference in the upcoming matches. A positive for Phillips is the confidence shown by manager Kieran McKenna, who sees the midfielder as a key piece for the team's success. The question now is whether Phillips can maintain the consistency needed to convince both Ipswich and Manchester City that he can still be valuable to Guardiola's squad. A recall in January seems unlikely, but everything could change depending on his performances in the next rounds. Will he be able to stand out enough to return to City and prove he still has worth to the team? Share your thoughts on this possibility. Meanwhile, negotiations surrounding Pau Cubarsí continue behind the scenes. The defender is viewed as a player with characteristics perfectly suited to Guardiola's system: good game reading, the ability to play out from the back, and maturity beyond his years. However, the potential transfer of the young Spaniard is not solely about financial figures. City will need to convince Cubarsí that it is the best destination for his career, especially considering his importance at Barcelona. Pep Guardiola's role will be crucial in this process. The manager's ability to develop young talents is a factor that could work in City's favor. Cubarsí knows that Guardiola has been responsible for honing defenders like John Stones, Ruben Dias, and Aymeric Laporte, turning them into key players in the squad. If the young Spaniard is willing to risk a change of scenery to grow under Guardiola's guidance, this transfer could become more than a possibility. It could become a reality. But will City manage to overcome Barcelona's resistance in keeping their promising defender? Additionally, competition for Cubarsí may come from other Premier League clubs and European giants, which could drive up the player's price and complicate negotiations. City's initial offer of $70 million is a significant amount, but Barcelona may seek to raise it, especially given the strategic importance of the defender for the future of the Catalan side. Will Manchester City be ready to enter a bidding war for such a young player? As this potential signing of Cubarsí remains open, another issue unfolds within the current Manchester City squad: the need to reinforce the defense with more depth. With the departures of key figures in recent years, such as Vincent Kompany and Aymeric Laporte, the club requires more defensive alternatives to compete on all fronts. Although Manuel Akanji, Ruben Dias, and Nathan Ake are performing well, Guardiola knows it is crucial to have options on the bench that can maintain the same level of intensity and quality. Another factor that may influence Manchester City's decisions is the packed fixture schedule of the season. With commitments in the Premier League, Champions League, and domestic cups, squad rotation is inevitable. The arrival of a young defender like Cubarsí could provide Guardiola with the necessary flexibility to keep the team fresh and competitive across all competitions. However, for this to become a reality, City will need to act decisively in the transfer market, avoiding delays or complications in negotiations. Returning to Calvin Phillips, his long-term future at Manchester City remains uncertain. If he can excel at Ipswich and show he can return to being the player who impressed at Leeds United, a reintegration into the main squad could be possible. Conversely, if Phillips fails to raise his level of performance consistently, City may consider selling him outright in the next summer window, making room for other midfield signings. On the transfer front, Manchester City is also keeping an eye on other young European talents. Besides Cubarsí, the club is reportedly monitoring prospects in various positions, including a potential forward to prepare the team for the future and ensure the squad remains competitive in the coming seasons. Names of young forwards are already being assessed by City's scouting department, which seeks reinforcements that align with Guardiola's demands for intensity and versatility. The January transfer window, although not typically known for major signings, could hold some surprises for Manchester City. The club is on the lookout for opportunities that may arise, especially concerning young and promising players. The board has already shown it is unafraid to invest heavily when it identifies a talent that fits the team's philosophy. Will City make a bold move in the next window, or will they wait until the summer market to implement more significant changes in the squad? For Manchester City fans, the hope is that the club will continue its quest for young talents, maintaining the philosophy of nurturing and development that has been a hallmark under Guardiola's management. At the same time, the need for immediate results is a reality for the club, meaning balancing the investment in young prospects with maintaining competitiveness in the present is essential. So, Citizens fans, what do you think about all these issues? Should Calvin Phillips return to City or pursue a path elsewhere? Would Pau Cubarsí be a good addition to City's defense? And who else should City target to strengthen the squad in the upcoming transfer windows? Share your opinions in the comments. If you've made it this far, it's clear you're a dedicated Manchester City fan. So don't forget to like, share the video with other supporters, and subscribe to the channel to stay updated on all news regarding our team. The season is full of excitement, and you won't want to miss any detail of what's to come at the Etihad Stadium. Big hugs, and see you in the next video.